The following is a legal advertisement. This does not constitute individual legal advice and should not be construed as such. This podcast is for informational and educational purposes only. My name is Michelle Gamino, and I am the Client Resource and Business Development Coordinator for Gwendolyn J. Stirk and the Family Law Group. Our speakers today are family law attorneys Gwendolyn Stirk and Jennifer Nolan. Today's topic is clothing and parenting time.
Today we're going to talk about clothing and parenting time. The suitcase issue. Jennifer, what do you think this issue is?
Ridiculous. That's what I think it is. I think it's ridiculous to argue about, bringing this shirt and that pair of pants to moms or this shirt and that pair of pants to dads.
When I was a kid, we had church clothes and we had weekday clothes.
Yes.
And now, I'm going to tell you, at my stage in my career, I would tell you that parents have parenting time clothes with the other parent, formerly known as visitation, and they have regular clothes.
Yes.
They take their kids and they get a different wardrobe out when they're going to go to dad's.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I think it's, for the most part, I think it's ridiculous. I think you're causing or creating a situation to where the kids feel like I'm not dressed good enough or I'm not, wearing the right clothes to go to dad. And there's something wrong because now I have to change my clothes just to go for a visit.
Right. And then the clothes is too small. Mm-hmm. Okay, Michelle, you're here visiting with us. Tell us what your perception is.
I just want to jump in and say, okay, but what about when you send those good clothes that you purchased while you have the child with you, and then you send them with mom or dad and they don't get returned?
It's a problem.
That is a problem.
And the child is upset because they're saying, well, why do I have to wear holy or, these kind of clothes to mom and dad's? Well, you send them with the good stuff and it doesn't come back.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's understandable. And it goes to being the mature adult. It goes to being the mature parent. It goes to being, just mindful of what you're really doing. It's not really about the clothes. It's about the other parent that they're going to.
That's right.
Has
it's not about the clothes.
Nothing to do with the clothes. But, you're thinking that I'm getting even with them by keeping these new clothes and I'm going to keep them. They're going to spend all this money to replace the clothes and I'm not going to do anything.
Okay, but hold on. I'm dad and I pay child support and you got plenty money to buy me clothes and send good clothes on parenting time.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. If you're receiving support, it's for the support of the child. If they need new clothes, if they need new shoes, buy it.
Okay, but if dad is there, shouldn't dad buy some shoes too?
Well, I think, absolutely. If
or
the kids
mom.
are...
Or mom, right? Both ways, yeah.
Or mom. If, their dad's taking care of the kids and says, hey, you need a new pair of shoes. Dad, go buy the shoes. I know you're paying child support. I understand. But you also, you need to clothe these kids.
And we don't need to clothe them in $200 tennis shoes.
Oh,
Amen.
I absolutely agree.
It's so ridiculous.
I wore Walmart and Payless shoes and I came out fine.
Hey, Payless is going out of business.
I
Did you
just
hear
bought
that?
Payless shoes for my stepdaughter.
Yeah, go
She
now
wants them.
because you might get some discounts.
Buy one, get one free was always our
Absolutely.
thing. So, there's nothing wrong with Walmart or Payless.
The
or
kids
even
don't know the
Target.
difference
Nope.
either way.
Okay, wait a minute. What about the teenagers?
The teenagers know the difference because of media and everything else that's going on. Unless the parent is putting it in their head, then they want the Jordans and the Nikes. And my stepdaughter asked me for Nikes. I said, we can go and get you one pair of Nikes or we can go and get you 4 pair of shoes of Champions or whatever from Payless. And we went to Payless and we got her 4 versus 1. Because I know she's 9. She's gonna ruin them in a week.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get dirty and everything
But
else.
then you do have that parent who's going to be the best parent ever and do the Academy Award winning performance and buy him the Nikes and then put the other parent under the bus and say, well,
Absolutely.
that parent can't afford Nikes
Right.
or Champions.
And then it becomes the race of, it's like the Disney syndrome. Are you going to do the best for the kid because you can afford it or because you're trying to buy their love? Because that's another issue.
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
And clothing can be tied into that buying. Mm-hmm. Buy the love.
Buying the love.
Buy the love.
Agree.
And folks, as experienced practitioners in family law, you cannot buy the love of your kid.
Cannot.
If you do that at time and when they turn 18, they're going to turn on you as fast as you can see
That
them
brings me
run.
to fun parent versus parent who's instilling, the custodial parent who's instilling the routine, the homework, the classes, the extracurricular versus when they go with the other parent and it's movies and park and water parks and fun.
Absolutely. So, also to add to that, once the kid sees this, that mom and dad or whoever that we're competing, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use this against mom and say, well, dad took me to the movies and I want to go ice skating, or use it, against,
They're
the other
smart.
parent.
They use it all the
and
time.
they see this because you're allowing the kids to see that my love is tied up in this material item.
I don't know if this was the best approach, but my folks showed us kids the utility bills because I had a hard time turning off the lights. And to this day, my husband put an automatic switch on the light in the kitchen and in my bathroom
That's
to
a
turn the light
genius
off
idea.
because I never turn off the lights. So my parents showed us the electric bill and said, it's going up and we can't do as many fun things because you kids don't turn the lights off. So, how do you balance that? You got to teach them life skills.
You have got to.
I'm from the South. I'm from Tennessee, and we were on a system. You had to do chores, get an allowance, or get your money from your chores in order to buy whatever else you wanted to buy. Because mom was buying you and that came from Target, Walmart, wherever it came from. And if you wanted to buy anything extra, you had to earn.
That's right.
That.
Right.
So I don't know. You can start young. Start with them young.
But then what if
Washing
you're doing
dishes.
chores and you're having them do the chores at one parent's house and you go to the other parent's house, that's the parent, you don't have chores, you don't have any responsibilities, you stay up later. How do you get to instill that routine? The parent won't agree, they want to be the fun parent.
I think that you just say that's mom's house and this is dad's house and here's what we do. And at dad's house, we have these rules. This is our framework. This is why we do it. It's not an affront or a criticism to mom. You're going to have to ask mom how she runs things. But all I can tell you is this is why we do what we do and this is the structure we have.
Right.
I think there's a way to do it in a positive way without criticizing the other parent.
I agree.
Little does it happen though.
Little does it happen.
Because there's always going to be a question of whether their parenting style works better than our parenting style, and our parenting style is the best, so they should adapt to our ways. But we're all individuals, and we all have different interactions, have different relationships.
And then you throw a step parent in there and all hell breaks loose.
Right, you get that mixture in the thing. It's like when you were kids and you were going to bring your treat for your birthday. Now, mind you, some schools don't even allow it anymore because of all the allergies and everything. When I was a kid, there were no such thing as peanut allergies, but that's a subject for another day. But nevertheless, my dad got us half pints of chocolate milk for everybody in the class, and I was the hero one year. And I heard my mother say to him, boy, you set a precedent doing that. And I'll never forget it because I thought that they were having conflict over him spending too much money. But I knew that dad was the funner parent. Is that
For
interesting?
doing that, yeah.
Yeah.
I think we see that all too much on a daily basis.
We do. But yet to this day, and now I'm in my 50s and I still remember that. So now put it into a divorce situation and imagine that conflict going out is even causing more problems.
I just want to
Absolutely.
say that I personally, being a step parent, do not mind being that not evil stepmother, but being the one who is enforcing because, I get the respect that I deserve, and I feel that I see a change in my stepdaughter who has been able to listen, adapt. They actually like and enjoy the routine.
Right.
And they look for that, guidance. They look for the discipline. Some of them actually need it and they like it, and they feel like if they're not getting yelled at, then what's going on?
Right. But then you also have to understand that some kids' personalities are different too. So we were talking about the suitcase and bringing a lot of clothes and a lot of junk.
Right.
I had this case early on in my career, and they would talk about the kids bringing suitcases, and they had the one child would bring tons and tons of toys from one parent to the other, like bags and suitcases full of everything, and the other two wouldn't. And so then they were making a big deal about it, and I'm like, maybe the kid's a pack rat. Give some leeway also. Let's acknowledge that you made a good point, Jennifer, we're not all the same people. And some of us value different things. And maybe one kid needs the security of the items and the other child doesn't. And so you got to balance that as parents as well.
Right.
At the end of the day, though, put your kids first, and I think it'll go a long way.
And I think it's okay to bring a bag, take a little bag with you of things they want, but make sure that it comes back with you or it's not going back again. Because if you're sending over the iPads and the laptops and all the other
Right.
stuff, then you're like, hey, where's this going? I don't know.
Right.
So that's the issue.
And don't send your child support check in the bag.
With the kids.
Please,
God.
come on.
Have we ever came across that?
We have.
yes.
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 Or how
Or
about
notifications.
Yes.
tell mom to tell dad I'm picking you up and blah blah.
The
I
kid
can't
is
stand it.
not the
in
person
between.
to be the conduit.
Or when you tell the other parent, no, we're not doing that. Well, I'll ask the child and whatever the child wants, we'll do. No, that's not going to happen. It's a 9-year-old.
And now with technology today, there's some good remedies to that. And what are those programs? There's Talking Parents.
Parents, yeah.
And then there's
Space
another
Needed.
one that's out there as well, because you can then communicate in a different format and get that information back and forth. Overall, put your kids first.
Kids first.
The proceeding was a legal advertisement from Gwendolyn J. Stirk and the Family Law Group.